Hello. Hello, everyone. I was listening to Kanye. How dare you? I dare. I dare. Can't stop me. Okay. Well, how's everyone doing? Let me adjust everything. Hold on. Okay. So, the reason there's not going to be any music is because oh my god, my chair is creaky. Um, it's because I'm going to try to make it into a video afterwards, like a sort of um VOD, I think they're called, like a VOD. Have you ever tried VR 3D painting? Sadly, no, but I would love to try that sort of thing. But, you know, I don't really have access to that sort of stuff. Um, it's been a long time since I've watched you, but hello. Yes, as you might be able to tell, on YouTube, there hasn't been a video in a concerning amount of time. It's because, well, I'm just sort of stuck at the moment. It's that, that art thing where just nothing goes right. I have a script for I have a script for a video about the war, but then I was also, I scrapped the one about the witch hunters and the about witches, and then there was gonna be one specifically about curses, and then there was gonna be um or then I was like, oh, maybe about the Pillarmen, that'd be interesting too, or yeah, like nothing, it's it's I don't know if I'd particularly call it burnout. Like I'm not burnt out. It's just nothing good is coming out. Like I'm doing stuff but nothing good. But if you can see this, this is my concepts on working on the Pillarmen. Um the people who climb up the pillars, they're like decorated very ornately. So they have like these golden headpieces. But yeah, I really need to get my shit together. That's that's sort of the summary of it. Like, look, here, I was gonna, uh, give me just a sec. I gotta merge all of this into a layer. There you go. There. I was gonna do a video about this and then give some lore about, the war. But then it's like, well, the drawing isn't done. You know, the drawing isn't done. It's sort of in a rough, sketchy stage purgatory at the moment. I like the drawing a lot. It's just not done. So I don't know if I should make a video about it if it's not done. You know? Hmm. Guess I could just try making it into a video. But, well, so on today's stream, I was thinking we would work on the Pillarmen, because it's the thing that's most on my mind at the moment. Um, Jesus Christ. Nightmarish. Um, hold on. That, that. There you go. Okay. I was also thinking maybe I could do like an update video, like just sort of summarizing all the little bits and pieces I've worked on, but nah, I don't know. We'll figure things out as I go along, but let's focus on actually starting some drawings first. Okay. With these guys, the issues oh, you know what the issue is? It's that if I finish drawing something, it feels like it has to be the final version of that thing, you know? How do I put this in the words? Like, for some reason, I've gotten it into my head that I can't show you the Pillarman design in like a video form if the design isn't set in stone. Does that make sense? Like, it, because when I draw, normally things change a lot. You know, they change over time. I adjust things. I change the designs very often, scrap things and stuff like that. But it feels wrong to put that out in that form because, you know. Yeah. So it's hard to convince myself to be like, ah, it's fine. I can send it out at this level even though I know it's not done yet. And so that's been sort of keeping me from posting much. Can't stop until you finish it, but you just have to accept it and sometimes go back. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, sort of having to show the finished art. I don't think I'm making sense at the moment, but either way, look, let's focus on this concept first, and maybe if we can, what the fuck? Maybe if we can get something, you know, nice happening in the with the concept, then I can perhaps make a video about it, and also just throw the war video in as well. Oh shit, that would actually be a good idea. Yeah, never mind this. Throw this out. Hold on, I got an idea. Okay. Um, so with the book thing, right? I'm working on 4 pages to sort of summarize how the book's gonna look, right? Like just giving it a general. Uh, am I talking sense? I'm making 4 pages that are finished, so I can send them to someone to print them, so I can see what the book's gonna look like, right? And one of those pages was going to be a creature design because, annoyingly enough, the channel is called The Monster Garden. The world building project's called The Monster Garden. There ain't any monsters. I haven't designed any monsters. So I feel like it's quite important for me to at least make a monster so I can put it on a page and see how that's going to look. I haven't thought of a monster to put on a page and see how it's going to look. So I think what we should do is let's design some creatures and monsters and see where that goes, okay? Specifically, I wanted to design I wanted to design some creatures that use magic. Because a lot of people have been asking me, "Hey, what if creatures can use magic?" That's the point. They will. They do. I just haven't done it. I haven't drawn it yet. You know? So we should really do that right now. Okay. So to make a creature look like it's magical, we do need to hit some criteria. You know, there's some the magic system forces things into a specific, you know, or it needs some certain features to be able to be to be able to use magic. There you go. My God. Okay, so we need some sort of uh, fractal slash repeating shape somewhere on its body, you know, in some sort of form. We can push this as far as we want to, like have it be a pattern on the skin, or have it be like a separate organ that is actually used to um, attract mana, or hmm, what other ways? It's not really other ways. I guess they could build them as well. Like, you know, those worms or other creatures that build stuff and put them on their back or like around themselves. They could build their own inputs as well. Okay. Trolls. I want to avoid anything humanoid because we've got enough of that. We've got enough humanoid stuff to you know, that's enough of that sort of things. Are we doing magic animals? Yes, we are doing magic animals. Magical animals. And I'll put some sparkles next to it. There you go. So how shall we go about this first? Like, we could try and think of abilities that the creature has, and then think about why it has those abilities or what it uses them for, and then design a creature around those. So we know what it needs to be able to do, and then we design a creature that can do those things. That would be neat. A bagworm. What? What's a bagworm? Shrimp. Okay, so give me some ideas for abilities that the creature could have. Like, what does it utilize the magic for? Flight? It could be flight. Like jet engines? Jets. Oh, that's not how you spell jets. Jets. Hypnosis. Smoke. Smoke. There you go. What are we doing? Currently, we're thinking of abilities that a magical creature could use their magic for. Digging. light reflection, adaptation, camouflage, mustard gas, gravity, camouflage, just camouflage, flash, flashbang. Invisibility. Okay, I think we should avoid the visual, like, or the disappearing ones, because, like, if we want to draw the fucking creature, we'll have to have it visible, you know? It'd be kind of important. I mean, if you kill one, then I guess you can see it. But I'm struggling to imagine a way to illustrate invisibility on a creature when it's not invisible. Like, what elements it would have on it that show invisibility. Necromancy sounds cool. I don't know how. I mean, the trench moth is basically necromancy, but not really in that sort of way. A fake decoy that doesn't move, I think, would be in hypnosis and illusions, maybe. Sparkles. Just, it sparkles very faintly. Laser beams? Yep, anything with fire. Is this like a deep cave animal? At the moment, we're thinking of abilities first. Then we think of it afterwards, what this creature is. We are now just thinking about what kind of abilities it could have. Napalm. Goodness. Wall climbing? Don't think you need magic for that. I think they figured it out without that. Consuming their prey. That's what a mouth is for. I think that's a mouth. Don't need magic for that. Make it sticky so it could climb. Yeah, I think they figured that out without magic. We don't need magic for that. They can climb on walls. Magic. Look at those geckos and their devious magics. Self-destruction. Water walking. That, yes. Oh, frost would be neat. I mean, it'd just be a neat visual to have like a creature that uses frost in environments that, well, don't have any. I mean, we could, okay, think about this. If it's fog and smoke and stuff like that, we could basically have a creature that takes in water and then can use that to cast a plethora of things. Like it could cloak itself in smoke or like vapor, right? Then it could like cast ice magic and frost and stuff like that. And also make like an ice shell for itself if we want to make it even more over the top. A sea cucumber. Let's go. Sea cucumber. Yes. That is the most magical creature around. I completely agree with you, Wilma. Um so yeah, I think ice just has a lot of potential because then, we can so yeah, frost, we can make it do smoke basically. Armor and what was it again? Like frost breath something. Frost attack. Let's not narrow it down for now, because like the most obvious thing I can think of is obviously, out the mouth frost breath. Ice stride. Like yeah, like if it could be like on water by freezing the water underneath it, that'd be neat, right? Yeah, we could do walk on water. My pen is acting up. Okay. Okay, the reason I don't want to narrow it down yet because there's so many more ways that we could have the the frost attack happen. It could be some sort of gun, like the pistol shrimp thing. So it could definitely be like something like that. It could be like a special gland or lobbing spelling. Mr. Freeze Jesus Lizard. Yeah, that's its name. Peacock shrimp. Yeah, like peacock shrimp. Are they called peacock shrimp? I thought they were called mantis shrimp or something like that. Yeah, ice armor on the skin. What other ways are there that you can think of like casting spells? It could be through the tail as well. Like something on the end of the tail maybe that has a jet or something like that. With lobbing, I was thinking of like basically it'd be globs of stuff that it creates and then chucks at you somehow. Porcupine ice spikes, that's cool. Well, yeah, I would expect it to have some sort of temperature control just in general. If it's cold as fuck to, be able to like freeze things around them. Body could produce fog. Yeah, that's what we have smoke for. Well, that doesn't really make sense that I wrote smoke, does it? It's more like fog. Give creature it attacks frostbite. Yeah, that's what I would expect it to do. Frost attacks. Can't think of anything more at the moment that might be like what I'm picturing is like I have a visual in my head of like this sort of very spiky frost thing where it's like these large icicles, but within them is like a sort of guiding, like the actual's body, like something like this. And then some sort of head here. Catalysts, yeah, like it has to have a way to like a way for the magic to get out of the body, an output. So like we can't just have it be like, oh, it just magically does it anywhere it wants. Like it has to have specific locations. So like having these like spikes on the back that does that would be interesting. Flat shell. Well, what I'm thinking is like it could be a mix of flat and spiky. Like there's these shale pieces sort of. Oh, you know what it would be neat if it like has hair, if it has like a lot of hair on it as well, because then we could technically make like a sort of form of pykrete. If the hair freezes over, then it would be like a lot tougher than just ice. So having hair that could like weave it together basically would be quite interesting. Like a tarantula. Well, I haven't decided yet if it should be like a reptile or if it should be uh, a mammal or an insect. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, hair. Yes, that's how you spell hair. Hair. I don't know what's going on with my spelling, by the way. For some reason, I'm just not spelling good at the moment. Hold on, I'm gonna save this separately as creature, so I can start. So I can just record a time lapse just in case something happens to the stream or something. Then I can use this instead. Okay, here to make pykrete. I don't know pykrete. I don't know how that stuff is called. I'll just say pykrete. It's good enough. But yeah, so maybe it's some sort of like very hairy creatures. So you would have these spikes coming out, and the rest would be like covered in very long hair. It's giving me a feel of like an what's that thing called? A bison? Like it's giving me bison vibes for some reason. That's sort of what I'm thinking of at the moment. Cuz like spikes on the back, that's like a very defensive thing, And like big hair, that's also like a bison sort of thing. So I was thinking of like maybe it would be like a flock of bison. A flock? Is that you say flock? Like a herd of them together, and then they would like be producing this sort of fog that like covers them to like protect it's sort of in a roundabout way of, so they're not stealthy, sort of like they're very much announcing where they are, but they're within the fog. So like it would be hard to go in there and just find one and kill it. But if you're in the fog, you're in their, well, basically domain. You're in their domain, which is like, oh shit, you're basically dead or something like that. I don't know. Fog is for intimidation. Well, no, I'd say it's for like disguising themselves in plain sight. Like if a creature tries to hunt them down or something, it'd be a lot harder to do that if you have to run into the fog filled with spiky as hell bison. Like you there's not really a good way to tackle that. Like, what if they like very big nose? Like I'm not thinking of this as a predator yet. Like I'm sort of thinking of it as like this very goofy, sort of goofy looking thing. Something like this, maybe. And then the ice forms and oh, that'd be cool if they had ice horns as well. Like their actual horns are like really small, but then they got like, you know, the ice. Maybe some people have domesticated them to a certain degree. If you have a herd of these, I mean, you got ice and refrigeration just for free. That'd be really nice. It's a bit too Pokemon, in my opinion. Maybe. I'm still thinking about it, so anything can go for now. Hmm. Then they'd need some place to attract mana. Be quite yucky if they had like a just a hole on them. Like on their back. Thick layer of blubber. Yeah, that'd be expected. If they're like literally covered with frost, they'd have to be quite cold resistant. what I'm picturing is like they would like you can't or most of their shell gets created when they like go to lakes and stuff like that. I'm picturing like them going to drink at a lake or something and they like just go into the lake and start forming like these sort of caps of ice around themselves like this, and then when they get out it's like a whole new layer, you know. Just to protect from predators. Yeah, that's what I was sort of expecting or thinking about. It flows up their bodies. Yeah, that'd be cool. Spiral horns to attract mana, maybe. Oh yeah, that'd be like a lot more of an interesting shape, wouldn't it be? Hmm. I do like the visual of like those big horn cows. I don't know what those are called. Where they just got these like giant cones. Something like that, maybe. What would they eat? Fish? Water. They eat yellow snow. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, because I'm thinking if anything, or if their ice powers can somehow benefit them in foraging for their food, but that would depend on what sort of food they eat. Yeah, something to do with the lake thing might be interesting. Maybe I can push their horn idea a little more. Like have them be quite flat plates in their head. Seagrass. Yeah, seagrass could be interesting. If they float on water, then their mouth would have to be quite long, like an anteater sort of esque thing. Could go elephant, yeah. So they just eat up things underwater. Underwater snails, yeah. Okay, hold on. I gotta make more space. So when they're in the lake, they could. Well, maybe they got. You know, I don't remember what animal it is, but it got this thing going on when it like can lift its upper lip and then like expose its teeth. Some animal does that. I forgot what it was. They eat warmth. Doesn't make sense. Um, horse? Yeah, a tapir. I think that's what it was. But yeah, they could, like, if this is water level, they could do this and then just munch on algae that's at the top level. And then they could go down underwater and, like, eat some more seagrass stuff or whatever. Like, a more versatile mouth would be good. Because I don't think they would, like, eat one specific thing. They'd probably be grazing and then eating in rivers as well and stuff like that. So let me search up some references. Perfect. Perfect. Is there a way to join the Discord? It's in the About section on YouTube. But yeah, something like this. Would be neat. Well, we haven't actually... Hold on. Let's play around with this a little more, actually. Because we've sort of... I think we've settled into one thing too early. So let's, like, play around with it a little more. You know, because what if tusks, you know? What if tusks? Tusks are always neat. A little snail thing. I was thinking maybe its legs are so short that, like, you only see the hair. Like, you don't see the legs underneath. It looks... Yeah, that would look a lot like that one Pokemon. Like, I forgot what that one's called. I mean, also we haven't thought of, like, yes, long nose, but what if long neck? You know? Like, maybe their neck is really long, which means, like, maybe they're turtles. Like, what if there's some sort of, like, hairy turtle thing instead? It's so weird. That is so weird. Like a hairy mammal turtle. Like, why haven't we found more creature, or why aren't there more creatures that can extend their neck that aren't turtles? Just two legs like that? No, no, there's four legs. I just... Yeah, because then they'd be more like this, you know? They could see over the fog. Yeah, yeah. You lose neck stability with an extending neck? Huh. I did not know that. But yeah, maybe we don't have to have like such an extreme neck. Something like this, perhaps. And I'm thinking that their feet would be quite flat. Um, because like when they're swimming and stuff, I'm picturing it to be sort of like paddles, because they'd be floating like this, and then their feet would be, these nice paddles just pushing them along. Are they large? I'm thinking like if I wouldn't want them to be too big, like, because then yeah, I don't think too big. Like probably if a person would be like that big, so like a a small cow or a very fat dog, as like very fat dog, or a small cow, or a pig, I guess. So they're semi-aquatic. Yeah, I guess that would make sense if they're semi-aquatic. Tip of the nose is snorkel, right? Yeah, I was thinking that they could like right, like poke it up out of the water. Chonking dog. Newfound land size. Oh my. This thing looks ugly. I was thinking like, oh, if it can retract its neck, then like all the excess skin with the hair and the ice would like pile up around where the neck folds in. So like it would be all. Oh, that does not look right. That does not look right. Does not look right. Something's got to be ugly. I know. I know. But I thought, like when we are designing, yeah, like okay, the start of the concept, I was thinking like, oh, we're gonna design like a cool monster that you could fight and stuff like that. But then now looking at this sad, grumpy, uh, you know, shriveled up thing, iceberg pig. Like what sort of okay, picture it in a D&D campaign, right? What benefit does this creature have to the game? You could have it as a pet and like ride it across lakes, I guess. And if you need something cold, you can always just go to your creature, get some ice. It looks like a dwarf. Yeah, I like big noses. In designs, big noses are good. Just a soggy pig thing. Give them udders. Oh yeah, they definitely need udders, of course. I mean, it does have fog, I guess. Do they lay eggs? That'd be funky. Yeah, I mean, they would basically be perching spots for like birds and stuff. And also like because I'm guessing their ice would like pick up a lot of debris as well. So their ice would be quite nice, like green and brown and stuff. You could have like some other creatures make nests on their back and stuff, because I'm guessing these things would move quite slowly. Like, I'm picturing their defense method isn't like, oh no, a creature's coming, let's run away. Their defense method is just, let me lay down, you know? Just lay down flat and have the spikes deal with it. A horseshoe crab of legs. Yeah, basically. Yeah, so I was thinking sort of like a hedgehog defense mechanism. Sort of, because like as a predator, you wouldn't like break through that ever if it's like a giant ball of just heavy hair matted with ice and spikes. How long will I stay here? Probably like a while longer. Like an hour, maybe. Armadillo defense mechanism? Yeah, yeah. Like sort of just laying down or rolling up. I don't think they'd roll up, they'd just lay down. I mean, okay, if they have one horn in front, I'm picturing they could sort of like shoot out just ice. Okay, I'm hold on. I'm picturing it like this. They float across the water, right? Like this with their head down and the horn like that. And then when they see a fish or something, they cast the ice stuff to freeze the water in front of them, basically into like an instant icicle underwater to capture the fish on the end of it. Right? And then they just lift it up and they would have a fish sort of impaled. Not really impaled, like they didn't stab the fish with the spike. They froze it in the spike. You know, but I don't know how they'd eat it from then, because then it'd just be stuck on their head. Maybe they just shake it off. They like fucking try to get it off their face. Fishsicle. Yeah, like spearfishers, but with ice. Long tongue. Then the long tongue comes out and slurps up the fish and back in. No, no. Maybe it just like because they're like on the shoreline, they would have to. So like they would go and do that. Then they would come out of the water and they'd have to break it on the ground to snap it off and then eat it. I mean, that's quite a cute sort of idea, I think, because then you'd see like these creatures sort of walk back and forth from within the lake. And like at the side of the lake would be all these like broken icicles where they're just breaking the fish out. He's so pathetic. Hmm. They could break it over each other's backs. Or maybe feed it to each other. Like a very communal, if they're like very communal, maybe they're just like, "Oh, I got a fish, you fucking eat it." And then you give me your next one. So it's like they partner up into like fishing squads. Pawn brothers. That would be interesting social behavior, yeah. It would encourage like if they're evolved like that, it would very much encourage like a herd to form and a group to form specifically because well their way of hunting allows them to most conveniently eat if there's two of them around. Wall brothers. No, not Wall brothers. The baby ones with short horns must go vegan. So are there plans to attach rules to this for a tabletop RPG game? Well, I was thinking if I were to add D&D stats, it would be in the form of like all the way at the back of the book. So like when you read the book, it's not gonna like break the immersion of the book by just having a random stat block in the middle of like, oh, we're reading about a creature and then it's like, here's the stats of the creature. Like, what? The stats? So maybe I'd have it at the back of the book. So you can like reference it. So just uh if you see a creature you like and then you can flip to the back of the book to see its stats and maybe use it in D&D. Same with like the items and stuff like that. Okay, let's see. Let me go back to the other one, because what do I like more? Do I like the long face or the long neck? I mean, if we're going with the horn idea, having like a very maneuverable nose would be really good. Yeah, long necks would make sense. Okay, let's make another page because these are filling up quite quickly, and I'm not drawing them small. Um, so creature like this, big nose, and then a spike at the end of it. They could be quite useful to turn into armor. Because their pelts would be like very cold resistant, which would be nice. And they have spikes inbuilt into the armor. Like if you skin one, you could just get like a really nice piece of leather with spikes attached to it. Or for cold weather tents, yeah? Would it not melt because of magic? What? Well, no, the if you kill it, then obviously the ice melts. Like it wouldn't be like, oh, magical, there's ice permanently on it or something. It wouldn't do that. How do they attract mana? Well, I guess through the same spikes, but maybe we want something more obvious on their body that attracts mana. And that's I'm thinking about that. Maybe their back is a spiral pattern, yeah. Like a snail? Be very weird. Yeah, because I was thinking it would just attract it through the same spikes that it releases it from. So the ice forms some sort of pattern. A lot of people have recommended that now. Like, you know, the icicle. No, ice. What was someone said? Snowflake pattern. Has he not started yet, or is the sound broken? I am started. I just haven't talked. Okay, let me find some. Oh, dogs. Dogs barking. Just want to see some of my snowflakes. Uh, but yeah, I was thinking maybe it would be a one main hump on the back. That's just like their skin or something like that is layered um within them. So like it's not something that sticks out entirely, but if you were to like cut one open here, you'd see that there's like many layers of skin, going down some sort of like spiral like shape or like a repeating pattern sort of thing maybe. That's what I'm thinking about right now. It has layers, yeah, like an ogre, an onion. Could be where the smoke comes from. This is such a Pokemon. This is so much a Pokemon design. Goodness. I mean, we can. The thing is, a lot of the look of a like to de Pokemonify it. That's a word now. Rendering is very important to like make it look more real. Because I did want them to look quite ragged. Yeah. So like I think less big spikes would be good. So lumpy and the farmers try to shoo them away from ponds so they can defrost them. Yeah, that'd be funny. That'd be funny. I like that. Or perhaps it could be something. I mean, if it's not this, it could be something to do with their horns. Like if we bring the horn idea back, that could be a way for them to take in mana. But I sort of like the idea of them being like these weird geysers. Very handsome walking volcanoes. Yes. They've gotten shorter and shorter for some reason. At first, I thought they'd be like these giant rotund things, and now they're these little stupid guys. Probably like that big. Steamed hogs? Steam hogs is a perfect name for them. Don't know if we can top that. Steam hogs. Steamed hams. Call them steamed hams. I mean, they're color wise. I don't expect them to be like frost colored or like, ooh, icy or whatever. Like, because like, the water would just be brown or green. Uh, maybe like a layer of snow on top of them, but outside of that, not much giving away that they're frosty. Let me try and play around with the colors a little bit first. Let me look at some concepts of dirty ice. Because this is sort of the color I'm picturing. Nope. It's like that sort of. Let's find some more. Yeah, geysers normally have that sort of color, but like this isn't actually a geyser, you know? So I wouldn't expect this one to have any chemicals coming out of him. You fool, you've fallen into its trap. It looks like it needs a hug, but that's exactly what it wants you to think. And then it stabs you, and then you feel very cold. Yeah, look at this. Nice brown. gonna be hard to get the texture right because like the majority of this design would be the focus of trying to get that look of frost covered hair. It looks like a slushy hog. No, steamed hog is Hey, Tree Lancer, how's it going? Shit, looking good, Simon. What is this creature all about? Well, we thought that we should, or I thought that we should, design a fantasy, or like finally design a creature for the world, you know, so it's not just people and variations of people. I haven't designed any monsters, ironically enough. Channel is called the Monster Garden, so it'd be nice to have one. So we thought of a creature that would use ice magic, and instead of being like a cool dragon, it turns into this derpy little geyser-looking thing that would like freeze its own hair to turn into like a very tough shell. And it has like a long schnoz it would use to hunt animals or hunt fish while it's like gliding on a lake. But yeah, at this moment, it looks very sad and very lumpy. Right? Yeah, some green would definitely help. Somehow I have a big delay. That's strange. Could it absorb mana from its belly instead of its... Well, yeah, it could. I could change that, but visually I'd prefer something on its back so we can notice it better, you know? Hold on. And then just a little patch of yellow snow. little patch of yellow snow somewhere on. There you go. Perfect. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yellowstone, who's been pissing on him? Who's pissing on my boy? Somebody pissed on my boy. No. Terrible, terrible. What if I would accidentally pick up the breeze on its walk so sticks and leaves would stick to it from snow pine? Yeah, sticks and leaves. Like, this guy is just sad, dopey guy. And now he's gonna have, like, sticks and gunk, like, all over him as well. Poor guy. Some sticks. He likes it. Yeah, this is comfort. If they're clean, they're probably like, no, I gotta I gotta get myself covered in dirt and sticks. Nice slug. It sort of looks like a slug, doesn't it? And then the smoke coming out. It's to be everything sort of needs to be like a little foggy. Mysterious sludge pig. Sludge goober little guy. Goopy little guy. Perfect. It's perfect. Hold on. Let's draw like a little bit of a better version of him. Not to say this isn't a great version of him, by the way. I don't mean to judge our boy. I gotta pull up some reference. I can't. Oh boy. Beautiful. I do want some bison. Or buffalo, I guess. Yeah, buffalo as reference. Why are all these references gigantic? Okay, there. Something like that. Have you used PureRefs before? No. I'm just used to putting stuff on my actual canvas. So like I've never like tried anything else because I've never had issues with just putting stuff on my canvas. Okay, let's go with that first. See what I can do with that. Is it edible? I don't know why it wouldn't be. Why are its legs like that? I can't look at my boy seriously. What have I made? Oh, my poor boy. Oh, what has happened to you? Why does it look like that? He's lovely. He's beautiful. No, let's not kid him, okay? He is. Okay, let's do it without the hair first. And then we add the hair. Um, we're going nude. Oh no. Ideas. My boy. His head is so big. Oh, it's terrible. Absolutely terrible. do we actually want this in the world? Like, I'm starting to doubt if this is the right creature to be adding. Yes? Okay, I guess so. So stupid looking. I can't. I seriously can't with this guy. Okay, and then the hair would basically like cover everything. Thank goodness, so I don't have to see him. Maybe we can exclude the spikes on the back. I'm thinking about it, and it's like it sort of messes with my idea of the design. What do you think? Spikes on the back or no? He's better with no spikes. You just want an excuse to ride the guy. That's the thing. I can tell that all of you are just like, no, because if he has spikes, then we can't ride him into the battlefield, so he can't have spikes. Nuh-uh. Yeah. Sad Muppet horse. Okay, hold on. Some girlfriend messaged me. Okay. I'm sorry, everybody, but I'm gonna have to end the stream early. Okay? Uh, I'll be continuing this design and giving you updates on it, how it's going and such, but I will have to disappear for now. I hope you enjoyed. God, look at him.